like, yo, if you tint,
hey ladies,
you're putting your spin, or you're giving like your you know, how you feel about it, right?
what's goody, ladies? How y'all
The one
doing?
that goes viral, we can't even catch up with the one you're gonna do later on the cross or redirect to get the correction. And yes, there is a part of it. Durk has PR work in here. Yes.
I just got home from work. I'm catching up on this Lil Durk case. Lil Durk is in trial right now, and I'm just doing some catching up, checking this out for a little bit. Hopefully some of y'all will come in and catch these Lil Durk updates with me. How y'all feeling? I hope y'all good. Hey ladies, Renee was good. Francis was goody. How y'all pretty faces doing? I'm just getting home from work. Gotta pack my bags and shit. I'll be in New York for the weekend. I'll be leaving in the morning, heading to New York. I got a funeral to go to Saturday. That's why I haven't been on live lately, ladies. I haven't been consistent this past week. I gotta go to New York. I got a funeral. I've been preparing for that. It's just ridiculous. Yes, I need to be tracking that trial. My man Brian's still on this case. My condolences. Thank you, thank you.
It do feel like it matters. I'm telling you, you're more important than you might think. Because at this point, we probably have, I think we have the biggest online broadcast of this. We have 32,000 people watching, okay? We got 20,000 on King Academics, 8,000 on the Academy, and damn near almost 5,000 on. We're getting our info from you. So you're educating your audience. We're sourcing you. So the information is just spreading. So that's why I think they're putting a lot of pressure on you. Okay? Now, granted, on my side, I want to take what you say and then also go listen to it from 3 other sources that we could kind of get like a mixed bag of whatever. Also, we're getting, you know, I have the transcripts for the last 2 days, but there is a lot of pressure on you because I ain't gonna lie. Whatever you say, if you say Brian Steele is lying, nigga, that is vital. Oh, the Superman defense attorney for Lil Durk is in court lying. Nigga, that is gonna be remembered as this case goes on.
And made things look a little bit bad. Durk's PR person said, I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about that. So they're just ignoring the facts. They're pressing me over stuff that's like incomplete information.
Hey, yo, Renee, what we doing this weekend, Renee? What we doing? Huh, Renee? I be in New York this weekend, girl. Now, you been cursing me out for how many months? How many months you been cursing me out, Renee? How many months your ass been cursing me out? What we doing? What we doing?
Just coming out the courtroom, giving you guys the updates as soon as I possibly can. Yes, sometimes the prosecution are going to say things that aren't true. Sometimes the defense are going to say things that aren't true. Brian Steele said several things that are absolutely false when he was doing cross-examination just now. He referred to King Von as K. Von Bennett numerous times. That's not his name. Is anyone going to call out Brian Steele for getting that wrong? No, of course they're not, right? He made a bunch of other mistakes. He said that Quando Rondo had crowned and anointed Lil Tim as King Tim.
I'm going to be in Nassau County. I'm going to be on Long Island. I'm not far at all. Goddamn it, you taking the BQE through goddamn Queens to Long Island, goddamn it. You going to the Southern State Parkway. I'm fucking off of the Southern State Parkway. You're not far.
The killing of King Von? No, he didn't. It was a random other rapper from Savannah, Georgia that put that out after King Von died. And then he also said numerous times that King Von was murdered.
Was
not murder. The prosecution made it very clear it was a self-defense killing. Yes, he was charged with murder, but it was not.
Either way, the Throg's neck, either way. You could take it to the LIE or the Southern State. I like taking the Southern State because it's closer to my house. If I take the LIE in from Queens, once I get to my exit, I got to drive across Long Island to get home. So when I'm entering Long Island, I like to hit Long Island from the Southern State Parkway. And you're right at my house. When you get off the exit, you at my front door, right? But if you take the LIE, then you got to drive across Long Island from the north side to the south side.
As a murder. So no one's going to talk about Brian Steele literally getting up in the courtroom and lying. People want to get onto me for making a tweet and then basically updating you when I heard from Dee Dee's story. It's insane. Wow, I cannot.
Okay, let's keep. We're gonna run through his updates real quick. We got 6 of them already.
All right, so a couple of really interesting things just came out of the courtroom, and it kind of relates to some of these alleged.
And I'm close. I'm close to Jamaica Avenue. I'm like 8 minutes from Jamaica Avenue, literally 10 minutes from Jamaica Avenue. So I'm right at the beginning of Nassau, right by Queens.
That have been brought up. So they kind of teased some of the things that it sounds like maybe OTF Jam or, you know, some of the other cooperating witnesses are going to say, and they basically hinted, we might be hearing some of that testimony today, but we basically heard an update that apparently one of those folks is going to call Dee Dee the leader of Tay-Town, not a shooter. There was someone that kind of inferred that he was a shooter, and basically they're saying no, they're going to claim that he is a leader of the Tay-Town set. Apparently another participating with.
I'm closer to Jamaica, Queens, St. Albans. That's what I'm close to. I'm close to East New York, Brooklyn, Jamaica Avenue.
That is cooperating.
I gotta Friday I'm gonna be in Brooklyn because I gotta go get my hair done. I haven't had a retwist in a while. So Friday I'll be in Brooklyn to get my hair retwisted and go get a haircut. So Friday I'm gonna be in Brooklyn down by the Barclay.
Government is basically going to say that Durk was mad at members of O Block for not protecting King Von at the time of the shooting, Okay, which is interesting because that kind of is going to contradict these claims that apparently, you know, King Von had said to Vonnie before he passed away after getting shot, why didn't you protect me? Why did you let him shoot me like that? Now, what's crazy is apparently OTF Jam overheard a conversation with Durk, members of O Block, Didi, and Booney Mo, basically saying that apparently Durk had actually paid for members of O Block to have an Airbnb in Atlanta, and he was mad that they didn't slide for Von when they were at that Airbnb in Atlanta. It's crazy. So another thing that was interesting, obviously, we're hearing all this stuff about Durk said, don't book no flights in my name, and they're trying to say, oh,
I'm just getting home from work, ladies. I'm catching up on this Durk trial. Durk is on trial right now. We a few days in, every day after work. I've been trying to catch up on my Durk news. I think I'm going to do that on this channel over here. Every day we're going to talk about this Durk case every day until it's over. We're going to be right here every day talking about it after work. Every day after work. So in the morning, I'm going to be on my other channel. After work, we're going to be over here talking about Lil Durk. We're going to be reacting to all of the updates. We're going to watch everybody. You'll be available Saturday. I got a funeral to go to Saturday, so I'll be free after the funeral. I'll be free after the funeral.
was going on, like them flights ain't have nothing to do with him. There wasn't more details. Now, this wasn't connected to the murder of Lil Pab, but apparently there is text between Durk and that same guy who was ordering his flights, Jason.
By the way, another interesting tidbit. I'm just pausing this for a second, but I wanted to show you this. So, the prosecutors read a text this morning from Duty Low and Lil Durk from 2020. And apparently Duty Low says, yo, keep your head up, man. I know your pain. I'm with you. We drilling about this shit. You're going to hear probably like a conversation of people going to say, well, why isn't Duty Low charged? Because Duty Low is kind of on the messages kind of saying, yo, bro, show niggas getting, you know what I mean? Duty Low is unindicted. He's unindicted. And actually showed up to court outside. Okay.
Oh, your kids is Banks? Wow. Free Durk. Hey, Chant. Yeah, free that man. This is crazy. This is crazy. I think Vonnie is supposed to take this fucking stand soon. Everybody is waiting to hear Vonnie testimony, and they waiting to hear Jam testimony. Like that right there, like that's essentially the government's case. These two niggas' testimonies. We gotta see how Bryant still cross-examine these niggas and how he, but yeah.
Okay, all right. Also,
one of these witnesses might get up there and pull a little Wody. They might get up there. I don't recall. I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't recall shit. I don't know.
yes, Casey Hester, aka Jam, first spoke to investigators May 2023. All right. And so it looked like Jam still hasn't taken the stand yet, chat. Still hasn't taken a stand. FBI agent used cell bright to retrieve text message shown in court of Durk going back to 2020. Prosecutors also shown a group text in 2023 that included Durk, Didi, and Booty Mo. Steele
nigga
says,
named Booty Mo.
A rat, a snitch. Could they give false information? And the FBI agent says, it depends on the person. Steele says, and you know you have to be careful with people like that, right? When I say like that, I'm talking about Jammy the Bull. I'm talking about Mr. Jones. And I'm talking about OTF Vonnie. And it looks like the cop kind of agrees. So I ain't gonna lie to you. This basically, Brian Steele is taking advantage of this FBI agent. This FBI agent, he getting to do whatever he want to do in terms of if he want that nigga to admit something, he puts it in.
If Durk beat this, he's going out of this world. If Durk beat this, his celebrity, his money, all of his business deals, everything goes through the roof. Young Thug had that opportunity, but he did sucker shit. The integration fucking tapes came out showing that he told too. So a lot of the support Young Thug had in the beginning, he wound up losing with the interrogation tapes. What also hurt Young Thug is those recorded phone calls with him shitting on his friends talking to his girl. He was shitting on all of his friends on the phone with his girl. So he had no real support when he came home. The industry, the hierarchy, they was done with him. They said, nigga, we out of here. But if Lil Durk keep his mouth closed, don't tell, stay off that prison phone call running his mouth, he gonna be the biggest thing ever when he come home.
A certain way, or he uses information the guy can't speak to, so and he tries to get an answer out of him, like, so what do you think? Given that, and the person usually agrees with him. So it looks like Steele is bulldozing this FBI agent, which kudos to Steele. You know what I mean? Group text from 2023 discussing Jam. He gonna tell soon. Didi says, man, you think you can break us down? Loyal says, Fez be talking to everybody. Dirk says, man, as long as we don't break, man, they can talk to anybody. Anyway, back to Ross.
Back in December the 3rd, 2020, after Von died, where Durk was saying they need Flight's blood. He's saying who? He's saying Didi. He's saying Booney Mo. He's saying Christopher Wright. So another thing that came up was that they basically kind of went back and forth and showed some of the stuff that King Von was posting when he was still alive. Now, Von actually posted an Instagram of himself and Lil Durk when he was alive, and it had a pretty crazy caption. It said, if Smirk want an N-word dead, then an N-word dead on O. You know how I'm coming. If you got it, I got it. If I got it, you gave it to me. Durk's one of my top 5 people alive. I love you. Now, look. That don't prove anything. King Von made that before he was even dead, but it just kind of like builds up this close relationship between, you know, Von and Durk, and the get back and the slide in and the footage of Von getting killed, which was obviously shown previously. Now, we then moved on. This detective gave a lot of information, but we then moved on to cross-examination. And look, I am a little bit upset. I'm a little bit salty that Brian Steele said a few things that I know not to be true from my research. But that said, I'll keep it real. Brian Steele did an amazing job, and he really, really grilled this detective. It kind of gives a bit of a stale taste in your mouth when it's like, damn, he really grilling them, but then he's saying a few things that aren't right. He's messing a few names up. He got King Von's name wrong numerous times. He called him K. Von Bennett numerous times, and it's just kind of like, bro, like, come on, man. But I don't think the judge knew. I don't think the judge worked it out. I don't think he cared. And we're going to do a full update on everything that was going on with Brian Steele right after this video. I'll let you know what was going on. He did actually do a very good...
Okay.
There was a crazy moment in court today when they finally played Lil Durk's unreleased Redman music video. They didn't play the whole video, and they didn't even play the song, but they played...
By the way, the video was never released. Here is... Durk did play a portion of the video at a show. I'm going to play that video that you could see what video it was. It's unreleased. It's Redman. So just look at the video in the background right here.
That sound like NBA YoungBoy rapping.
Now, is this the jury with every single detail they're not going to care about? This is about you gave your narrative of why he's either guilty if you're the AUSA or why he's innocent if you're the defense attorney, and you need to bring evidence that just matches your narrative. You don't need to tell the full story, okay? You just need to make sure your story's good. Or if you're the defense, you can poke holes in their story. That's it. We'll go to Trap Lil Ross for the 6-hour breakdown.
of when they showed the Quando Rondo interview with Angela Yee in the back of the Rolls Royce, and they pointed out he's in a Rolls Royce. Look at the headrest. They didn't say why, but they're obviously going to introduce the evidence later on that Durk had lyrics where he talking about that Rolls better be bulletproof. We're going to shoot at the stars. But anyway, Brian Steele kind of brought forward a bunch of stuff to basically say, look, you didn't question Quando Rondo's art when he had a lookalike that, you know, a Durk lookalike that was killed in the Soul Reaper video. You're judging Durk's art. He said Jerry Productions, a very accomplished video maker. You know, Durk didn't necessarily have anything to do with this video. They said, you know, the video wasn't released. He didn't really land on any of those points, but I think what he was trying to infer was that Durk didn't know. You know, everybody knows that Durk was having these problems about, you know, what happened with Von. There's a scene in the video where Durk's looking at his phone and you kind of see all these news articles about Von popping up. But I think what Brian Steele was trying to infer that, like, someone else, maybe Jerry Production, had come up with the concept of the video based on everything that was going on. And perhaps, maybe Durk wasn't happy with the way he was depicted in that video and decided not to release it. But unfortunately, they got that video from someone in his team's phone and they were able to show that intro where he kills the Quando lookalike in the courtroom, and just the spooky music they added to it, I would say definitely made it worse. But Brian still did a great job of arguing against it, and I'm about to how Durk and them were treating OTF Jam. Now, obviously, they worked out that he was apparently getting ready to snitch.
Please hit the like button, ladies.
Messages. You know, they're basically saying Jam getting ready to snitch, clear as day. They were cutting him off.
If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button, ladies. I would greatly appreciate it. I just got home from work. I need to get my dirty stink ass in the shower, but I need some current events in me right now. We reacting to the Lil Durk updates. Lil Durk is on trial right now. He in the courtroom, and we checking out some updates. We're gonna do this every day after work until his trial is over. So in the morning, we're gonna do our usual live streams on my main YouTube channel. After work, we're gonna be over here updating Lil Durk until the trial is over. We're gonna be on my Philly Bay.
Apparently a conversation we heard about previously where, you know, Durk and them had taken him into a bathroom stall at a music video shoot and said to him, you making it hot, you catching bodies, you getting the feds on us, you need to chill out, you might need to leave town. And then there were a whole bunch of back and forth messages that we saw where Jam had apparently said, like, hey, why is everyone scared of me? Ever since that day, nobody want to be around me. What's going on? Well, now we heard even more details from the conversation, and it seemed like Durk was kind of cooking Jam. This was a little bit more context they added. He said Jam just ready to snitch blood, clear as day on Lil Mo, and then he basically said, wait, what did he say? He basically said something along the lines of like, blood not even down here, but he F with Lil Tay, he different. They said he pull in a GD move. So Durk acting like all the GDs are the ones who be telling. Obviously he's got a big gang war with the GDs, but they're not allowed to talk about that today. But then Durk went on to say he a real goofy. Now, Didi then sent an image into the group chat, the OTF group chat, that was a screenshot of a chat that he'd had with Jam. Or basically he had showed the screenshot of it and he said, Jam said, what's up? Is it fuck him? Let us know what it is. Jam want to talk to you. Stand on lawyer so he can be there on the 20th. So it sounded like they weren't sure if Jam was already telling. Jam was asking for a lawyer, asking if he was going to stand on it, saying Jam want to talk to you, all this kind of stuff. And then the prosecution revealed that at this point, apparently during this conversation, or basically on August the 24th, 2023, Jam was already in custody in Chicago. And then there was another reply, Durk saying about Jam. They said he going to tell soon. And then Didi replied he thinks he can break us down on Mom for real. And then apparently Didi had said in description of Jam, he an Alpo ass dude, obviously in reference to the, you know, the infamous snitch over on the East Coast. And then somebody in the chat that was called Loyal basically said aware of everyone, not just Jam. And then after that, there was some more back and forth where that person went on to say at this point, for real, weird ass people. And then after that, apparently Booney said that the feds had been going to the jails, talking to everybody that came in. They'd basically been hearing rumors that inside the jails, inside the prisons in Chicago, is anyone that had anything to do with Durk, the cops were sitting them down and trying to talk to them. They're saying they're trying to sit everyone down and ask for the ABC. And that's when Durk said that line. He said, as long as we don't break, they can tell them whatever. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty crazy exchange. All right, so we just had a couple of really interesting...
Okay.
Yo, now I see why Durk fans don't like this nigga.
Today. I'm going to be very careful about what I say.
Now I see what...
scream at me outside the courtroom.
Pardon me, lady. I'm smoking that good shit. I'm not dying. I'm lying. But now I see why Lil Durk supporters ran down on Trap Lord Ross at the motherfucking courthouse. They done ran down on that nigga, told that nigga, delete the motherfucking tweets. You doing too much. You bugging out. And this is why. This is why.
Telling me to delete everything like they did today. But look, I'm just going to be careful about what I say. They brought up some of these Duty Low messages. There were messages back and forth with Duty Low. Now, I want to just be very careful what I say. It seemed like they were inferring that Durk was kind of going back and forth in these messages. But I don't know if that can be 100% proven. They were saying that there were a lot of messages that were deleted. Durk's efforts to apparently delete his messages very regularly seemed like he was actually having some success with deleting these messages, okay? It seemed to suggest that Duty Low had gone back and forth with somebody that was saved as Slime Life Shorty. Now, I know Slime Life Shorty is someone in Atlanta who was brought up in, you know, the Young Thug situation, and there was even kind of a, you know, a whole thing where, you know, Young Thug had dropped that song, talk about Slime Life Shorty, you know, I hope you put down your 40, but it seemed like that was what Duty had Durk saved as, but I can't be 100% sure. But the context of the conversations seemed to have Duty kind of going back and forth with Durk. They basically seemingly had a bit of a celebration. So what was interesting, right, was apparently Duty Low had done a reaction, like a laughing reaction, to a message that said no, which was right after Quando Rondo was screaming on the street no over Lil Pam's body. Now, they had basically recovered that reaction, but what they didn't have was the original messages. So we don't know for sure, but it seemed like it would have been a reaction to Durk's message saying no, but we don't have that. And then basically we saw this back and forth with Duty Low, and basically before anyone says Duty Low's telling or he's cooperating or anything like that, the feds basically said that they had numerous warrants for numerous iCloud accounts with Duty Low. It was hot for Duty Low, and the feds were onto him, and that clearly they I don't know how they did it. I don't know if he even know they got it, but they got all of his iCloud info from his phone. But basically, they went back and forth. Duty Low had apparently said to this person, it was saved in his phone, keep your head on slime. In the pain, I'm with you for life.
That was Duty Low and Durk.
Sorry, no, this was the person said to Duty Low, keep your head on slime. I'm in this pain, I'm with you for life. I'm drilling about this shit. Duty Low said, I love you, slime. They said, I love you back, Slat. It's up.
No, supposedly that was Duty Low and Durk, though. That's what the other reporter said.
It's up about this shit. After that, this person was messaging Duty Low saying, where you at? I'm at the crib. Duty Low saying, call me. And then that person that saved the Slime Life Shorty sends Duty Low Quando Rondo's number. And he says, Quando's number. They said it's one of his phones. And then the next day, there's a message back and forth where that person that saved the Slime Life Shorty, that it seemed like it could have been Durk, but not 100%.
By the way, breaking news. OTF Jam. Jammy the Bull has taken the stand. We're going to get updates in a little bit, but Jammy the Bull
Jammy the Bull is crazy.
Jammy the Bull has officially taken the stand.
Not Jammy the Bull.
Yo.
Oh my God. Not Sammy the Bull, Jammy the Bull.
Oh,
Act is wild.
God.
Act is wild.
And then that's about to run with that.
Yes, Jammy the Bull is crazy.
It's going crazy now, Chad.
Uh-huh.
Yo, that was funny.
It's going crazy.
Confirmed at this stage, they basically said, I've got an N-word from Savannah who got dropped. Obviously, Savannah, Georgia is where Quando Rondo is from, drops his locations, and Durk says, this is him, you want his number? Duty Low says, yeah, and he sends the number. Now, obviously, it was made very clear nothing was necessarily slid about. They never tried to do a drive-by on Lil Tim or anything like that in Savannah, but obviously these messages were going back and forth, and it's not a great look. But look, I'll let you know more when I have more context. Okay, so there was some crazy...
And I think we have one more update.
So we finally saw Brian Steele cross-examine this kind of big detective, and look, Brian Steele put on a very, very good display. He grilled him about all the times that, you know, these interviews were conducted. Loads of interviews were conducted. They weren't recorded. And look, I'll be real. Brian Steele told a couple of lies, made a couple of mistakes. He said that Quando Rondo was the one that crowned Lil Tim as King Tim after King Von died. That's not true. That was another rapper from Savannah. Nothing to do with Quando Rondo. He was an associate. He was an affiliate, but as far as I'm aware...
like you
immediately
said,
after
might be a name
King
that
Von died,
stick.
Quando Rondo
Everybody on
wasn't
the
the one saying free
internet
Lil
gonna
Tim,
start running
hold
with
up,
that
wait, it's
name.
King Tim. He also referred to King Von
That's
as
why I just did what
Kayvon
I
Bennett numerous
did. You
times,
saw
which
what
I
I
thought was
just
just
did.
like, you
So
know,
when
not
niggas
really
start
having the best
searching
grasp of
Jimmy
the
the
case.
Bull,
But at the end of the day, that's
Is this
not
already?
really.
I feel like we heard this already.
I'm saying that's how you do this shit.
So we finally saw Brian Steele cross-examine this kind of big detective, and look, Brian Steele put on a very, very good display. He grilled him about all the times that, you know, these interviews were conducted, loads of interviews.
Please hit the like button, ladies.
And look, I'll
Please
be real,
hit the like
Brian Steele
button.
told a couple of lies, made a couple of mistakes. He said that Quando Rondo was the one that crowned Lil Tim as King Tim after King Von died. That's not true. That was another rapper from Savannah, nothing to do with Quando Rondo. He was an associate, he was an affiliate, but as far as I'm aware, immediately after King Von died, Quando Rondo wasn't the one saying free Lil Tim, hold up, wait, it's King Tim. He also referred to King Von as Kayvon Bennett numerous times, which I thought was just like, you know, not really having the best grasp of the case. But at the end of the day, that's not really making a huge difference. And he also incorrectly pointed out that, you know, he said, oh, there was a argument about a celebrity boxing match. You know, Durk was saying that he could box Quando Rondo for $20 million. That's not what was said. He said, I could box you for $20 million. This is my opinion. I think he was talking about Youngboy. I think he was saying in a voice note to Youngboy, and he said, your homie Quando can die, though. So how would he be talking about he can have a $20 million boxing match with Quando, but then also saying, your homie Quando can die, though?
Yeah, you might be right on that. I was thinking it was to another intermediary that was.
So it sounds like they trying to make it seem like he was talking about Rondo when he said that. But he wasn't talking about Rondo. Well, he was talking about Rondo when he said he could die, though. But he wasn't talking to Rondo, or else he wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, he was talking to NBA Youngboy.
Trade, like, you know, Quando, like, homies stuff. Like maybe like a big homie or something, but it would make sense. It would be him to Youngboy.
In my opinion, I think he was talking about Youngboy, and I think he misrepresented that evidence too, since we're all talking about people getting things wrong. Brian Steele made the point that you can actually download an app that kind of like automatically deletes all your messages, you know, within 30 days. They're saying, look, Durk having his message deletion app on his phone, like if he was using other means to delete his messages, that doesn't necessarily prove guilt. He talked about OTF Jam having the Rats to Riches print on his pants. Weirdly, the detective said, oh, he thought it said Rags to Riches, which was different from what we heard from the other detective. But then Brian Steele basically said, well, look, rats are sometimes falsely identified, right? Brian Steele made a pretty smart move when he was asked about this message where Durk had apparently said, wait for the get back in response to stuff that he had been sent of people from Quando's side clowning him. And he basically made the point, he said, well, did you know that there was a song called Get Back? When he was inferring basically that like when Durk said wait for the get back, he could have been referring to wait for me to drop my song that was called Get Back. I'm gonna lie, I thought that was genius. That was a really smart move. But obviously the crux of it was basically just attacking all of these interviews. Brian Steele said the agent attended 41 meetings with Jam that they were aware of. Apparently they did 10 meetings with Vonnie. The agent that was on the stand was there for 6 of those. And apparently the other witness, Jones, was interviewed 3 times when they were present. And they basically just kept going on saying, why didn't you do recordings? Dee Dee's lawyer.
My nigga, they went and pulled that nigga out of his jail cell 41 times and had a conversation. That's crazy.
Durk is fried.
It's crazy, my nigga. 41 times?
And then the money, they said 10 times. That's 50 times between them 2 niggas, bro.
My nigga.
They know everything, bro.
It's over. My nigga, it's over.
They know everything, bro.
Tell them niggas you cop out now if they give you 30 or less. So nigga, hey yo, give me 30. I cop out right now. Like we can stop the trial. Just give me 30. Like this shit crazy.
Take that shit.
My nigga, this shit crazy.
Nigga, they know everything, bro. Nigga, when they get up on the stand, they gon' like that nigga's the homie, nigga. Bro. Crazy.
My nigga, this wild.
31 times is crazy, nigga.
Not only was Vonnie Durk's personal assistant, but this nigga was one of the hitters and had access to all the bank accounts. They said Vonnie, which is King Von's cousin, they trying to throw everything on him. They saying, nigga, Durk and Vaughn was just friends, but Vonnie and Vaughn is cousins. Vonnie had every right to get revenge. Vonnie was the one that planned this shit. Vonnie went behind Durk back and used his money to do whatever he did, all that, because he had access to the bank accounts. He the assistant. Vonnie did all this shit. Since Vonnie want to get on the stand and motherfucking tell, fuck Vonnie. Vonnie did this shit. I ain't know nothing about none of this shit. I think that's gonna be Durk defense, my nigga.
But the other niggas get on the stand and say, yeah, Durk's the man, nigga. It's quiet.
But yeah, that's quiet. Now, Vonnie already told them everything. These niggas already told them everything.
Copped out, right?
So Durk coming out. So Durk lawyer is saying, nah, Durk ain't know nothing about this shit.
This is first time.
Whatever them niggas told y'all, it's true. My client just ain't had nothing to do with that shit. Yeah, them niggas did that and did what the fuck they wanted to do. I'm sorry. So it's either that's gonna be Durk defense or Durk already worked something out with these niggas, and these niggas get on the stand and pull a little Woody.
Yeah.
Facts. I don't recall. I don't remember telling y'all that.
Didn't they cop out already?
Huh?
I think they copped out already. Jam and Vonnie.
I think so.
So they can't. If they can understand this play done, what's the worst they gonna do to one, nigga?
No. They telling because they copped out, but they not sentenced yet. So if they plea, they could take the plea back. Yeah. And y'all already copped out. You can't take the cop out back, but we could take our agreement back.
Put belt to ass.
And put belt to ass to them niggas. Them motherfuckers will be doing 5,611 and 18 goddamn months, my nigga. Yeah. That is the rest of your life plus some more shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Life ending when you die in the afterlife, nigga. Oh, no.
Shit crazy.
Bro, he was better off just going out there trying to smoke Quando Rondo by himself, nigga.
Right.
At least you wouldn't have had nobody to tell on you.
Man, listen. That nigga was better off doing what Jesus would have did. Took his ass to the studio and made a song.
They went to the mosque, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. That nigga was supposed to go and make salat, nigga. Fuck out of here. All that money you making. Nigga got a bad bitch at home, in the mansion, traveling the world. Nigga, what get back? Nigga, what get back? You heard? I hold my friend dear to my heart. I truly miss him. I'ma take care of his mama and his kids. It's the best I could do.
Make sure it's grave and shit.
That's the best I could do. But I ain't throwing my life away. After I came this far, I could see if I was still broke in the hood. I ain't got a pot to piss in, window to throw it out. Nigga ain't making no real money. I'm still struggling, selling crack and shit in and out of jail. You heard? I might be more inclined to go smoke a nigga for my dead homie. I ain't got shit to lose. But a nigga making multi-millions a year?
Niggas make like 20 mil a year and shit like that.
Nigga, I'm making that much money. I'm not killing nobody for nothing but my kids, my mama, and my bitch. God bless you niggas. Shit. It's shit. Nigga, I'm making a couple million a year. Yeah. Nigga, what? Nigga, I'm loyal to my kids, my mama, and my bitch. You heard? Listen, I will visit your grave, nigga, on your birthday, my nigga. I ain't killing nobody over that shit. God bless you niggas. Facts. I'm making too much money to throw my life away on some get back shit. All them niggas telling me I should go get back is the same niggas that's gonna be like, hey, yo, that nigga Vic was stupid as hell. Hey, yo, Motif was like, why that nigga do that? Like, why Ty do that?
That's a fact, though.
All them niggas telling me to go get some get back is gonna be calling me a stupid ass nigga when I'm on trial. They be like, man, this nigga threw it. Y'all gonna be saying the same shit I'm saying. The same shit we saying about Durk, nigga be saying that shit about me.
That's a fact. Like, yeah, this stupid
Man, this stupid ass nigga done threw away millions of dollars. Bad bitch, wife, beautiful, nice house, foreign cars. He threw away all that for some get back? Nah.
Especially after coming from the
Bro,
trenches,
we ain't
nigga.
doing all that.
Nigga came from like the bottom, nigga.
Facts.
To get there and then just to go back to the bottom.
Nah, we ain't throwing it away.
Shit, he's the man on the cell block, nigga.
Yeah, my nigga. With some oodles and noodles. The fuck? What the, I mean, so what you got the most oodles and noodles, nigga? It's still only oodles and noodles. Nigga, give a fuck. No matter how you put it, my nigga, you threw your life away, my nigga. My nigga, you ain't seen a oodle and noodle, my nigga, in years. Who gives a fuck about you having the most now? My nigga, you had a freezer full of steak, my nigga. You had a freezer full of steak and a bad bitch to cook it.
Or had a chef or some shit.
A chef in the crib.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, my nigga. You eating slabs of steak off your bitch pussy. Who gives a fuck about how many noodles you got, my nigga, in your cell? Come on, my nigga. Shit crazy.
Yeah, somebody got to take a shorty up and through there, bro. If you catch your elbow, nigga.
Fuck you mean if you catch your elbow? Nigga, somebody taking her through there right now. Fuck you talking about. Fuck you talking about. Nigga, that bitch might be, nigga, her side piece might be dropping her off to the court, my nigga.
Yeah.
She sitting behind that nigga in court. Nigga, the side piece parked around the corner smoking a blunt, my nigga, with a cup of coffee, my nigga, holding it down. That type of shit might be going on. Man, listen, bitch ain't waiting for no nigga to get sentenced to get that pussy away. That's a fact. Like the fucking average bitch ain't trying to figure out nothing, but is this nigga about to bail out or no? Is this nigga bailing out or no? Because if nigga ain't bailing out right now, my nigga, man, listen, nigga, that pussy up for grabs, my nigga. My nigga. Bitch running around the hallway, my nigga. My nigga.
No.
Bitch ain't been in class since your ass got arrested, my nigga. Bitch done forgot about the whole program, you heard?
Oh my God, bro.
Facts.
You funny as shit, bro.
Facts, my nigga.
Like, why weren't all of these recorded? And I'm not going to lie, the detective did a good job of basically saying, well, we're not required to record all of them. It depends on the budget, depends on the schedule.
Okay. I'm going to play City Nash real quick. I'm going to go grab some ice. You know, the marathon continues, chat. We are not getting off stream. Jammy the Bull is on the stand as we speak. Jammy the Bull.
Nasty work.
He's on the stand currently. I'm going to play City Nash video real quick. I'm going to grab a cup of ice, okay, chat? I'm going to grab a cup of ice. This is the latest update. Here we go. Lil Dorian's. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit.
Before we had the jury start off, you had the judge actually say a moment of silence for Dolly Parton. He said she was such a nice person in the world. So
What the fuck? The judge talking about Dolly Parton? Nigga, this is about Lil Pop. Wait, hold on now.
It's crazy.
It's about Lil Pop.
Crazy.
divided. So then the Fed's head detective, he's going on vacation, but he'll come back Monday. Then Didi basically...
Wait, the Fed's head detective taking a whole vacation during the trial? What the hell?
Is called the leader of Tay-Town per goddamn Jem ass. Jem said that he's the leader of Tay-Town, and Jem said that Durk was mad at O-Block for not sliding for Von, and they let him die. They didn't protect him. And then they say that literally Durk paid for O-Block to have Airbnbs to war in mother flipping Atlanta. What's even crazier, Brian still objected to this shit, but the craziest part is the judge say, nah, you can let that in. So then the lawyer starts to talk about, the Fed lawyer starts to talk about how he's going to have to lead Didi through the questions and all that within the scope of the questions. And I'm going to be honest with you, I knew that they was going to throw a whole entire fit because what the Fed lawyer said, and it's understandable, is I don't want Diddy to get on here and say the wrong stuff so y'all can get a mistrial, y'all can get whatever and all this stuff, because they literally say that. Like, if you said this way, this way, this way, this is hardball, this is Diddy's lawyer said, if they say these things this way and this way, we're going to call for a mistrial, and it's going to put it in a mistrial. And that's beyond the scope of the judge. And the judge was like, Judge Danny said, motherfucker, what? Beyond the scope of my power? Hold on, homie. No, it is under the scope of my power that I can declare a mistrial. Now, you can take that to, go to the higher appellate courts and do that, but no, that's definitely under my power. And then O'Connell gets it to...
Give us a second, chat. We waiting on Jamie the Bull. Don't worry. Jamie the Bull, we waiting on him. Jamie the Bull. Chat. Last known picture of Jamie the Bull right here. Last known picture of Jamie the Bull. Jamie the Bull. Jamie the Bull.
They got a picture of this nigga in the integration room eating McDonald's.
Life in prison for that McRib, bro. God damn it, man. Jamie the Bull. God damn.
Was leading the witness. And it's funny because I said this was going to happen yesterday. I said, bro, every time they keep producing exhibits that do not say what the person said, the freaking the lawyers come back.
Yo, G-Nack, you know what one of them was?
Fair lawyers come back and say, oh, no, it was this. And prime example, Exhibit 30 was admitted, but it actually wasn't Exhibit 30, it was Exhibit 33. But when he said...
Gotta wash it down with some good old Pepsi, man.
Exhibit 30, the witness was like, yeah. And then literally they come back and say, no, it's Exhibit 33. Do go, oh, yeah.
Yo, there's a lot of snitches in here. Everybody over here, y'all look at y'all put y'all own orders. Nah, man. I couldn't eat that. I need some spicy chicken McNuggets, a large fries, and a Sprite. Look at Graham's set. Look at Graham's and leaders. Yo, everybody in here putting out. Y'all putting y'all own goddamn meals. Look at y'all in here. Oh man, somebody said McDonald's only have Coke. You don't think they'll get that Pepsi if Jamie the Bull wanted? A double Whopper? Not even gonna lie. No, there's no double Whopper at McDonald's. A double quarter pounder, oh my God, with cheese, no pickles. Oh my God, with the fries. And I ain't gonna lie to you, the cookies, and then get like from the ice. Yo, hopefully the ice cream machine working. If the ice cream machine working, I'll give you 3 more murders. The ice cream machine working, I'll give you 3 more murders. Fuck around, and we might solve the whole shit, nigga. We might figure out this whoever buried in the cemetery, nigga. Like, come on now. Nah, them cookies at McDonald's be hitting too, bro. Oh, man. Nah, there's a good meal I could think of. Like, if I had some information, there's a good meal I could think of for McDonald's. I've elevated past McDonald's now, but don't you worry. If I'm in there, McDonald's is probably the best thing since the 5 loaves of bread that Jesus split and fed the thousands of people, bro. Trust.
It's that one. So there's that shit that exists. That's leading a witness. That's the equivalent of if you cheating on your girl and you call me and you say, yo, Nash, remember I was with you last night and we was drinking beers and all this shit, bro, and you was beating me on Madden? And I go, all
right, let me grab the ice real quick. It's going to take me literally a minute. So hopefully this video don't replay again. But when we come back down, by the way, we are waiting for the updates on Jamie the Bull. He's on the stand. Remember, Jamie the Bull is on the stand. We just want to get completely updated, and then we'll figure out what he's saying. You know, obviously, they got to break it down like a kilo of Coke. Remember, the government's going first, so they're going to have Jamie the Bull up there. They're going to talk about, when'd you meet Durk? When'd you meet Didi? When'd you meet this guy? What's your relationship? What's your relationship with the shooters? You know what they're going to do, chat? They're going to try to make it where, hey, watch, the government, guaranteed, how much you want to bet? They're going to show that Jamie the Bull has had a long-standing relationship with Durk and with Didi and with Keith Jones. So if he got brought in for a murder, or he did a murder with some guys, or let's say it's now it's a conspiracy, the least likely person that could call the shot to get him to do a murder would be Vonnie. Vonnie damn near was like a Bruford. Vonnie wasn't really like that. Vonnie wasn't around the guys like that. Vonnie was kind of new. He kind of like, after Von died, he started hanging with Durk. So what the government is going to do is they're going to paint this really interesting picture to say, you know that what Durk is trying to say about Vonnie is the kingpin makes no sense. The killer here is saying, we barely knew Vonnie. Why the fuck would I go on a murder for Vonnie? I'll go on a murder for Durk. That's what they're going to do. Okay, let me go grab my ice real quick. And a Red Bull.
Oh yeah. Suppose you said, man, Nash, what happened last night? And I go, man, shit, I was at home. You see how that's leading the witness? So that ends up happening, and the judge basically say, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let that in. And Brian still says, I'm not gonna let the prosecutor lead the witness. And then it was just a clusterfuck after that. All right, so before we had the jury start off, you had the judge actually say a moment of silence for Dolly Parton. He said she was such a nice person in a world so divided. So then the Fed's head detective, he's going on vacation, but he'll come back Monday. Then Dee Dee basically is called the leader of Tay-Town per goddamn Jem ass. Jem said that he's the leader of Tay-Town, and Jem said that Durk was mad at O-Block for not sliding for Von, and they let him die. They didn't protect him. And then they say that literally Durk paid for O-Block to have Airbnbs to war in mother flipping Atlanta. What's even crazier, Brian still objected to this shit, but the craziest part is the judge say, nah, you can let that in. So then the lawyer starts to talk about, the Fed lawyer starts to talk about how he's going to have to lead Dee Dee through the questions and all that within the scope of the questions. And I'm going to be honest with you, I knew that they was going to throw a whole entire fit, because what the Fed lawyer said, and it's understandable, is I don't want Dee Dee to get on here and say the wrong stuff so y'all can get a mistrial, y'all can get whatever and all this stuff, because they literally say that. Like, if you said this way, this way, this is hardball, this is... Dee Dee's lawyer said, if they say these things this way and this way, we're going to call for a mistrial, and it's going to put in a mistrial.
My bad. Yo, I bought this fucking slushy machine. This shit is hitting. So I've been drinking my liquid slushy shit now. It's just fire, nigga. I feel like I'm at Applebee's, nigga. The fuck? Anyway. All right, good. Cool. We're done with that. Jam is on the thing. We're going to get some updates in a second. Black for Shire has been doing a good job tweeting it, but we're going to go to Taylor. I think Taylor got some stuff going on. Taylor Paris. Am I saying her name right? Okay, here we go. Little update. Perfect. Chat, we're waiting on Jamie the Bull. Don't you worry.
Hi, I'm Taylor Cruz of Los Angeles Magazine, and I found a quieter place to record today, so hopefully everything will be heard. Also less windy, so my notes won't be flying around. Before we go break down what happened today in the courtroom before lunch, we are now broke for lunch, I want to talk about Savea Robinson really quickly. His mother approached me very kindly at the courthouse, and she said that I had said somewhere I identified Savea Robinson as she, which is incorrect. He is a he, and he is the victim of the shooting that Quando Rondo was allegedly the target of. Robinson's mother approached me, again, very kindly, and wanted me to make sure that that was not misstated, and I'm going to go back through my written reporting and just make sure I have that cleared up everywhere, but very kind, wanted me to know, just make sure that I was reporting on her son's death accurately, which I appreciate her approaching me and letting me know that that was...
That's also one thing we haven't heard. Every camera is following India and Big Durk walking out the court. Obviously, Savea Robinson's mom and family, you know, apparently they got heckled one day. But we haven't heard much about Dee Dee's family. Is Lil Ted up in court? Is Baby Bop in court? Baby Bop or Baby Threat, is he in court? We haven't heard anything about the families of OTF Dee Dee and also Lindsay. They got to have a family. I would imagine their family's there too. I haven't heard anything about their family. Anyway.
Miss said. But as far as how the courtroom went today, the judge opened up with a moment of silence for Dolly Parton. He said that was certainly a loss. So we all had a moment of silence for Dolly Parton in the courtroom today.
I'd be pissed. Like, no disrespect to Dolly Parton. And then, yes, rest in peace to her. But did we have a moment of silence for Lil Pop? Y'all are showing his dead body 20 times. Y'all showing bullets stuck in his heart. Like, how about you be like, yo, hey, could everybody bow their heads? You too, Durk. Everybody bow their heads. We gonna have a moment of silence for Lil Pop. Why the hell we doing it for Dolly Parton? With all due respect, I'm just saying the venue is a little bit confusing to me. It's not OTF Dolly, nigga. This is some other shit.
It ain't
Then we
OTF,
got
Doc.
back to detectives or a special agent from the FBI, Jaron Farmby's testimony, and he was testifying for the prosecution. So we went back to text messages. That was a really big thing that was discussed today. We looked at text messages between Durk and others, specifically one where Durk had been messaging Jason Smith, asking him to book flights. This was not in relation to the alleged murder for hire. This was okay,
I'm gonna pause this real quick because I gotta give you some details. Let's go back into it, chat. Y'all ready? So we pretty much have all the co-conspirators now listed. Remember, there was 7 co-conspirators. Actually, there was 5 at first, and then with the superseding indictment, it was up to 7. Let me explain to you who everyone is. Co-conspirator 1 was always Durk. They superseded the complaint, and then they added Durk in as a charged person. So he was no longer listed as co-conspirator 1. So co-conspirator 1 was Durk. Co-conspirator 2 was OTF Jam. Co-conspirator 3 was Jason. He was the guy who booked the flights. You're going to hear about his name. He's unindicted. He's unindicted. Remember what I told you? This was someone who just either works for Durk or works for a travel agency. They had nothing to do with the murder. They just booked the flight. Okay? Obviously, they probably turned over their records. They definitely got subpoenaed, probably proffered. But they're unindicted. Okay? So you probably won't even see them in this case because they have already given all responsive records. So number 1 is co-conspirator 1 is Durk. Co-conspirator 2 is OTF Jam. Co-conspirator 3 is Jason Smith. Is that Smith? His last name? Co-conspirator 4, and this is going to be an interesting one. We were always trying to figure out who this is, okay? A lot of people thought this was Brick Baby. According to what now the government has kind of like showed their hand a bit with the trial starting, it's being somewhat revealed that co-conspirator 4, you know who that is? Dewey Lowe. Remo, shout to Remo. He's one of the people who kind of figured it out as well. He also just reported on it. That's what he said.
All right, it's actually about to come out in the courtroom within today or the next couple of days, but there's been some text messages that's been leaked out in the courtroom and pretty.
And by the way, the reason why they found out that it's co-conspirator 4 is Quando, is because you're gonna start seeing those text threads. Remember co-conspirator 4 was the person who dropped the low. You'll hear a lot where they're in the group messages where Duty Low is basically saying, oh, I got a bitch that could get that nigga low. I got a bitch that could get his low. I got a bitch that could get his low. From even when he was in Georgia. Okay? And that's going to track to be that he's co-conspirator 4. Okay? So it's not Brick Baby, and it's actually not a Rolling 60. We thought it was someone that was a Crip because they claimed that person lived in California, but it seems that Duty Low just lives in California. Which, does he? I thought he still lived in Atlanta. They had said that co-conspirator 4 was a California resident.
Pretty much. A day after Vaughn died, Durk texts Duty Low and Quando's number and the number of someone in Savannah who might be able to get his location. That was actually said in court. It's actually going to come out to find out that, you guys are actually going to find out that Duty Low is actually co-conspirator number 4, and it was actually not Brick Baby. So everybody who's been saying Brick Baby is a snitch, yeah, you can tell that it's not Brick Baby. Duty Low is actually allegedly the person who dropped the location, and he's going to...
And, my bad. Jason, this is Jason. He's unindicted. And by the way, Duty Low, who's co-conspirator 4, is he's a unindicted co-conspirator. Okay? Which means maybe they tried to get an indictment, but there was no indictment that was gotten for Duty Low and for Jason. But they probably did get submitted to the grand jury as well. Or maybe they went to those guys and said, hey, listen, if you just willingly give up your phone and you come do an interview with us, we don't think you're a part of this shit anyway. We won't charge you. Okay? Now, just to let you know, this doesn't mean people are cooperating. This just means that to this plot, the government felt that these people, either they didn't have enough evidence to charge them, or they didn't have substantial amount of worth to be in the indictment, okay? But this is Jason. This is this guy who was booking flights, supposedly. Is it? Am I on the right one? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So he's booking the flights, okay? And then Duty Low is 4. So let's go through it again. Durk is 1. OTF Jam is 2, which, by the way, after they superseded to the 3rd and 4th time, they actually changed co-conspirator 2 to PW1. So he becomes protected witness because he's cooperating at that point. So co-conspirator 1, Durk, he gets charged and indicted. So you never hear about co-conspirator 1 again. Co-conspirator 2 becomes PW1, that's Jam. Co-conspirator 3, that's Jason, flight booker. Co-conspirator 4 is unindicted, which is Duty Low, who was booking flights. Co-conspirator 5 is, we're going to realize, and some of these things you got to deduce from text messages, is also unindicted, Booty Mo. Okay? Co-conspirator 6, AJ from Mike City. Co-conspirator 7 is Preston Powell, a.k.a. Marley. Co-conspirators 6 and 7 have been removed. They're in a separate case. So you guys now know all the co-conspirators. Remember we were racking our brain? You see how easy we got it now that the case has started? Okay.
Going to be named as co-conspirator 4 if you guys already ain't read between the lines already. But just because he's named as co-conspirator 4 doesn't mean that he is snitching. I don't believe Duty Low is snitching because, I mean, at the end of the day, you just seen him out there with Lil Durk's lawyers and shit. So, like, nah, he's not snitching or anything. But Duty Low is co-conspirator 4 from what I see, as it says he's the person who allegedly dropped the location.
Now, keep in mind, they were trying to lock up Duty Low, clearly. Remember, they said they subpoenaed his iCloud. Right? They did some subpoenaing for him. Right? For whatever reason, they didn't come up with a charge.
Who else? I mean, around OTF could drop the location. If you guys go back into your research, you can kind of see everything lines up. But hey. All right, it's actually about to come out in the courtroom within today.
All right, so we got that under the books.
This is
let's
crazy.
Go back to our Taylor.
At a different time, this was on December.
This is crazy. Hey, Strawberry. Thank you.
Third of 2022, but they brought up these text messages presumably to show that this was a normal occurrence, Jason Smith booking flights for Durk, because Jason Smith booked flights leading up to the alleged murder for hire and the hit on Quando Rondo. We also saw a post by King Von on his Instagram. The very first line I was able to write down, it said, if Smirk, which is Durk, wants a dude dead, then that dude is dead. And dude is the word they were using there and when they were saying this out loud. And King Von's post was later brought up on cross-examination by Brian Steele. And Brian Steele asked Fonby, is what King Von was really saying was that Banks gave him opportunity?
This is crazy. Ladies, I'll be back. Let me pack my bags.